We begin in the Middle East. President Joe Biden held a 30-minute phone call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday. Speaking to each other for the first time in 49 days, the two leaders agreed to stay in contact over the next few weeks. Assuring support to Israel and its right to self-defense, President Biden vowed to stay committed to working with Netanyahu. Also joining the call was Vice President Kamala Harris, who's been actively taking part in the Biden administration's interactions with Israel. The White House called the conversation between the leaders direct and productive.
Give you a couple of just top lines on the call. It lasted about 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes long. It was direct. It was productive. Obviously, the call that the president had with the Prime Minister of Israel.
Now, Biden and Netanyahu did speak about Israel's potential response to Iran's missile attack from October 1st. President Biden said he supports an Israeli retaliation. However, the commander-in-chief warned Netanyahu against striking Iranian nuclear facilities after the Israeli leader put forward a proposed plan of attack.
So as you all know, the U.S. and the Israeli government have had discussion since last week, certainly since after the Iran attack. And so those discussions continued with the president and the prime minister. But I can say that they did have a discussion about that. And it is a continued discussion. It started off with obviously staff level discussion last week. And obviously the two leaders had an opportunity to talk directly. Like I said, it was productive. It was direct. It lasted about 30 minutes. And this is on top of more than a dozen calls that the president and the prime minister have had since October 7th of last year.
Meanwhile, Israeli Defence Minister Yoav Gallant has postponed his trip to Washington at the request of Prime Minister Netanyahu. Gallant says the Prime Minister needs him in the country as Israel prepares to surprise Iran.
Now you've seen the attacks that the Iranians attacked us a short while ago. These attacks were aggressive, but they failed because they weren't accurate attacks, just as we have been doing until now in the war on all other fronts. Whoever attacks us will be hurt and will pay a price. Our attack will be deadly, precise, and above all surprising. They will not understand what happened and how it happened. They will see the results.
As tensions in the region continue to increase, it appears President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu are allowing their differences to subside. Recent excerpts from journalist Bob Woodward's latest book revealed President Biden's frustration with the Prime Minister, but clearly that's on the back burner as the two leaders are now showing a united front as the specter of war with Iran becomes closer to reality.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.